Good evening, everyone. Welcome back, folks. Today is June 4th, 2023. I'm your host, Ember, with a new episode of MMTV. I will be taking over for Samantha for the last 2 episodes of MMTV this year, and will be your host for the 2023-2024 season. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Tonight, Chris is back with a new segment of Drum Studio, States by Emmett, and to close off this block, Avery. Unfortunately, to start off the night, we will be talking about a heavy topic, as recently there has been a sudden rise in hateful incidents at Monument. During these troubling times, we need to think how we can be better informed individuals and work to become a better community together. Hold your friends accountable for their actions and hold yourself accountable to those same standards. If you find yourself struggling or in need, there are many mental health professionals who are available along with their furry companions. Let's do better at Monument. Now moving on to tonight's segments, starting off with food from around the world and this week's lunch menu and weather.
What's your name?
I'm Ray.
What do you have for lunch today?
I have some more orzo.
Anything else?
I have a few snacks like cookie and popcorn and stuff. Fruit snacks.
How is it?
It's pretty good actually. I'm enjoying it.
What's your name?
Yeah.
What do you have for lunch today?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah.
How is it?
Good.
What's your name?
I'm Ray.
What do you have for lunch today?
I have some like pasta salad.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have a few snacks like some chips and a granola bar. It's pretty good.
I just ran out of Nice. What's your name?
Lila Bell.
What do you have for lunch today?
I have a quesadilla with chicken and avocado.
Anything else?
I have a banana.
How is it?
It's pretty delicious.
What's your name?
Caroline.
What do you have for lunch today?
I have some chicken nuggets.
Anything else?
I got some brownies and Cheez-Its.
How is it?
It's really good.
Okay, good.
In light of the recent hateful events, a new parent advisory board is being formed. This board will focus on supporting the work on diversity, equity, and inclusion in the school. If you are interested, there is a sign-up in the recent MMRHS newsletter. Next up, we have Andre with upcoming music, Charlie and Ashley with their weekly segment, and then Tech Tips. Well, today is graduation day for seniors at Monument. The day started off with a senior breakfast and then commencement exercises at Tanglewood at 1:30. We wish all the best to our graduating class of 2023. Next up, we have Digby with places around the Berkshires. Then we end with a superhero review.
Hello, and welcome back to A Simple Guide to the Berkshires. This week, Alfred, and remember last week when I said we would be doing Toland too, and you're probably thinking, I've never heard of that before. That's because it's not real. Well, I assume it's real, but it's not in the Berkshires. It's just that this map I've been using has two extra towns, Middleford and Toland. No other maps have these in the Berkshires, only this map. So, as useful as it is, I probably won't keep using it. So all this to say, I'll just be doing Beckett instead. Now, let's start this by saying last week when I was making a big deal about how much I knew nothing about Sandusfield, I don't really know I was making such a big deal about it. I know nothing about most of the towns on this map. And Alford and Beckett are two of those towns. Until now. Yeah, that's not really true. I'm gonna be honest, researching these towns has been a bit of a pain. Normally I get a good grasp of what makes each town unique, but to be honest, I'm not really sure if these towns are unique. Their town website says things just like they have rich agricultural soil and other things like that, so I assume it's kind of similar to Sheffield, and this similar sort of website as Sandusfield, where it says like top 10 best things to do in them, is not any better than Sandusfield. But all of it has things like Taft Farms and Nankeg and Catamount, none of which are in Alford. But my favorite is the town of Stockbridge. And then it shows a picture of the dry cleaner in Great Barrington. Beckett is better. Granted, the site that does say 10 best things to do in Beckett does only have 3 things, but they are all in Beckett. It has the Beckett Land Trust, it has Cross Country Ski Resort, and Jacob's Pillow. Big win for Beckett. Alford was founded in 1773 and is named after Colonel John Alford. Beckett was founded in 1765 and is named after the house of men Great Barrington is named after, so that's cool. Alford is 11.5 square miles, which is very, very small, and has a population of 495, also very small. Meanwhile, Beckett is 47.8 square miles and has a population of 1,730. I give Alford a 7 out of 10, and you might be saying, well, you give Sandusfield a 5 out of 10 when they're basically the same town. But Alford is so tiny, it's a perfect small town. But Sandusfield is nearly 6 times bigger than Alford, making it the biggest town in the Berkshires, whilst only having double the population. It's a waste of space, I'm sorry. Beckett also has a 7 out of 10 because it's quite a nice town. Next week, Lee and Lennox.
The Smile Like Jack 5 and 10K registrations are now open. It is only $42 to enter if you choose to do so before July 1st. This run takes place on Saturday, July 8th and supports the Smile Like Jack Memorial Foundation, which honors the late Jack William O'Brien, who was a Monument alumni. More details are available in the links section of the MMRHS newsletter. Now, head over to movie reviews, and then we have this week's shoe review.
Snow White is a princess who lives in a castle with her stepmother, who is a witch. The witch uses an enchanted mirror to tell her who is the most beautiful woman in the kingdom. When the mirror answers Snow White, her mother has her taken to the forest to be killed. There she goes into a house and meets 7 dwarves who are her friends, and they make a very happy family, and the prince tries to find her, and then she eats an apple. Thank you.
What did you think of the movie Snow White, or the story?
I really don't like that Snow White's voice is so high-pitched, especially when she sings. It's like she's trying too hard to be feminine and stuff, and I didn't like that. I didn't like how shaky it was and how vibrato. I also think the story is a little creepy that her new stepmother kicked her out, and now she lives with 7 little men in the forest. That just sounds creepy to me. And I think she needs more of a social life, because if she's just talking to animals and singing in the woods, there's something more going on there.
Thank you. What did you think of the movie Snow White?
Wait, so even if I didn't watch it?
Yeah, you're good. Just the story or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one with the 7 dwarves?
Yeah.
And stuff? Okay. I think that it's an entertaining fairy tale. It's a little dark though. But yeah.
Thank you. What did you think of the movie Snow White?
I thought the movie Snow White was pretty good. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought that the movie was actually really boring. The only good part was the 7 dwarves.
Okay, thank you.
Our first pair of shoes for this week is a pair of white Reeboks with a flower on the tongue. They're goofy. I don't know about them. I don't like them that much. I'd give them a 3 out of 10.
These aren't my favorite. But they're cute. They're dirty and need to be cleaned. But I give them a 6. The second pair of shoes for this week is a pair of Panda Dunks. I think these are cute, but they're very basic. They kind of go with anything. Yeah, I'd say I probably give them a 6 just because of how basic they are and everyone having them. But you can really style them with anything.
I like Dunks. I don't know about Panda Dunks. They're kind of basic, but they're nice. 5 out of 10.
The next pair of shoes is a pair of pink and white Jordans. I think these are really cute. I would wear them if I had money, but I'm broke. And I give them a 7 out of 10.
I like Jordan 1s. I have 2 pairs. Do not wear them. But I'd give them a 6 out of 10.
Yes.
The next pair of shoes is a pair of boots.
Doc Martens.
I don't know. I don't like them. 1 out of 10. Worst pair of shoes we've had on the show.
These are okay looking. They're personally not my style, but the person who wears them styles them well, Lee. And the person who styles them actually has really good style in general. And I think they're cute. I'd give them a 7.
Next pair of shoes is a pair of blue and white Nike shoes. I don't like them. 4 out of 10.
These are my friends. I think they're really cute.
They're not good.
They're really cute and they have cute colors. And I would wear them if I had good style, but I don't. And I give them a 9 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
The RISE program application is now open. This program takes place July 10th through 14th and will help rising juniors or seniors explore their goals and potential next steps after high school. Participants will take place in self-care activities, self-reflection, learn about balancing finances, meet with local partner organizations, and more. This program is a great opportunity for all, and they offer a $200 stipend upon completion of the program, and you are eligible to apply to a scholarship of up to $20,000. Definitely check out this opportunity. More information can be found in the recent MMRHS newsletter. Next up, we have this week's automotive review, then dive into this week's version of This or That. Monument Mountain has 3 handbooks that all families can read with their students. Students will be reviewing the procedure guide and student charter in their advisories throughout the school year. Now, on a different note, we have the Athlete of the Week, then Riley with National Sports, Speed Drawing, and August's Interesting Facts.
Who am I here with?
Remy Pearl.
What spring sport do you play?
I'm playing a basketball right now.
How have your games gone so far?
Some of them have gone really good. Some of them have gone really bad. Depending on where we go, there's different levels of competition. So sometimes we win a lot. Sometimes we lose.
How is the team doing?
That also kind of depends on the day. Like sometimes my team plays really well together, and sometimes we play really bad. But lately we've been doing pretty good.
How are you doing personally?
Personally, I think I'm doing pretty well. I feel like I've already improved since high school season ended, so pretty good.
How is your team chemistry looking?
In the beginning of the season, it wasn't great, but I think it's getting a lot better as the season progresses.
What is your biggest strength so far?
My biggest strength?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know.
What's your biggest weakness?
Probably my breathing. In the beginning of the season, it was pretty bad, but it's gotten better. So now we're doing better.
How will you help improve your weakness by the end of the season? How will you help improve your weakness by the end of the season?
By not getting as stressed during the game, so my breathing is not as bad.
Yes.
The Jobs and Internship Bulletin Board at school has been updated with summer positions. There are many options, from campus to manufacturing. Please reach out to Mrs. Boyko at heather.boyko@bhrsd.org for help with questions. Well, to finish off this episode, we have Sam comparing athletes of different eras. Then we have another great restaurant review, and finally another segment of Dates with Mates.
Whether it was Wilt Chamberlain, the scoring machine, or Bill Russell, the rebounding magnet, there is no question the two are some of the best NBA players of all time. Wilt was more of an athletic center with a better skill set. In his 14 seasons in the NBA, Wilt Chamberlain won 2 NBA championships. He played in 13 playoffs and was selected for 13 All-Star games. Wilt has a 4-time season MVP and has a Finals MVP. Wilt averaged 30 points per game, 22.9 rebounds a game, and 4.4 assists per game. On the other hand, Bill Russell averaged 15.1 points per game, 22.5 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. By only looking at the stats, it's clear that Wilt is the better player. But Bill Russell did not care about his stats, only about winning. Bill won 11 NBA championships, the most by any NBA player of all time, in his 13 seasons. Bill Russell played in 13 NBA playoffs and was selected for 12 All-Star games. He also is a 5-time season MVP. Dubbed the greatest rivalry in sports history, both Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain have a surplus of reasons to make their case for the best center of all time. If we are asking who is the better player, though, Wilt Chamberlain was clearly better than Bill Russell.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Food Reviews with the Dudes.
This weekend, I went to this really cool place in Hudson with my family, which includes my 7-year-old brother, Sage, who's quite the character. I also went with my sister, Ella, who's also a student at Monument. She's a junior. And just my parents. So it was really fun. Sage got a hot chocolate. It was super fancy. And he tried to gaslight us into thinking it was coffee, but he failed. Basically, my entire family got these delicious egg sandwiches. Yeah, my mom, my sister, and my dad got the egg sandwich. So there was not a lot of food diversity in this.
Not a lot of variety.
In this outing. But it was just so good that they could not resist. Here's Sage's quite the little munchkin. He was just zoning out a little bit. he was really contemplating something. He's not too happy.
Deep in thought.
Yes. Oh, that's me. That's me, yeah. I was the only one who's a little bit different and
a little quirky.
I'm just not like other girls. And I got a delicious juicy burger that was super good. I felt a little bit sick after eating it because it was so big, but it was really good. It was nice and the cheese was super good, and my family got it was nice and gooey. And my family got this really good like almost fruit cake-ish kind of thing.
Like cornbread.
Yeah, it was like a savory bread, but with like fruit toppings, which had a little like sweet hint.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Food Reviews with the Dudes. See you guys next week.
Okay, hello, we are here with Dana. Okay, we are here with Larkin and Dana. I'm gonna go right into it. How many babies do you plan on having in the future?
2.
2? That's, yeah, a good response. Larkin, how many babies do you plan on having in the future?
I plan on having 2.
2's a good number.
Yeah, very good number.
What do you find most repulsive about relationships?
Cheaters.
She does. That's a good response. Okay. What is something about relationships that you find repulsive or like unappealing?
PDA in the hallways of high school.
What is the most important principle in a relationship?
Loyalty.
What is the most important principle in a relationship?
Probably communication.
Communications. Yeah.
Pretty basic.
Yeah, that's a.
I don't know. I feel like
that
I
was a
already
good
answered all
response.
these
Like,
questions.
what is your ideal type?
Like, what kind of person?
Yeah. Like, what kind of person? What kind of qualities would you look for in like?
Yeah, like appearance or
Like appearance, personality. Yeah. Really, just like a general. What is your ideal type?
They always ask me these, though. I don't want to answer these questions.
Okay.
I refuse.
You can. Okay, you can pass. That's perfect. What would you do if your spouse left you at the altar?
I'd get a backup plan. Just in case, like a backup man.
Yeah, that sounds smart. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
No problem.
What would you do if your spouse left you at the altar?
I'd leave too.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thanks.
Well, this brings us to the end of this week's episode. We will be back next week for our last show of the 2022-2023 school year. Thank you for joining us this evening. This has been your host, Ember, signing off.